Welcome to VCHH Playlist. God bless you all. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure that you share. Make sure that you are subscribed. Please share this video. So it's the big day before the big day. Tomorrow will be January 6th. So I just want to talk about a few things, and I will try not to hold you too long. By the way, I hope you like the shirt. New Mercy 365 clothing on Amazon. That's New Mercy 365 clothing on Amazon. Um, we have a nice clothing line on there, so you can support us on there. Also, I'm on Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, and it's VCHH Playlist, not V's like the V, with the apostrophe S, just VCHH Playlist. And of course, there's a dollar sign in front of the Cash App and at on the at sign in front of the Venmo, and then PayPal. But anyhow, if you guys feel like you want to be a blessing to what I'm doing, please do. If you don't, it's no problem at all. Let's get into it. So, did you guys see the rally last night in Georgia, Dalton, Georgia? I want to say something about that real quick because guys, what I do is I like to not be so biased. Everyone kind of sees things one way. My job is to kind of see it another way. So, like, the whole the glass half full, half empty type of thing. My job is to allow people to see it in different directions and different angles. I feel as if you can't see things in different angles, you're lost. You won't learn. You'll be confused. Okay, so I want to take the confusion out of it if possible. Okay, so last night Trump made the comments about Pence, and he was saying that, and I notice with President Trump a lot, like he jokes a little bit, but even when he's joking, he's not really joking. But he said that, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But he was saying like, yeah, I think that Mike Pence is going to do the right thing, and he better do the right thing. And he kind of laughed about it a little bit, and stuff like that. And if he doesn't do the right thing, I'm gonna be really upset with him. But he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. I'm noticing with President Trump because I feel like sometimes I think like him a little bit. Like his and I'm sorry, I'm sorry, President Trump, if I'm actually decoding you a little bit even, because I just look at you so hard and I study. But sometimes I'm thinking like he uses code names, like with good guy and good person and this and that. I'm almost thinking these are code names for something else in a sense, because he uses it often. Like even with Fauci and other people, he's used that. Like with people that he really know that are snakes and that he don't really trust, he still say like, "Oh, that's a good guy." Fauci's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Like you hear him say those quite a bit. So I'm wondering, like, is this a code? Are we catching it? Are we really catching it? You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted to say that because I'm like everybody's hooplopping and hooraying about like, oh, Pence is gonna do the right thing and this and that. And don't get me wrong. Once again, I hope he does do the right thing. He needs to do the right thing. But I'm trying to just pay attention. I'm really paying attention. Now, I spoke about this in the last video a little bit, but I want you guys to kind of put this all in perspective and to possibly where we may be tomorrow. So, the declassifying. So, what I believe when I look at it is President Trump has he has Lin Wood, Sidney Powell, Patrick Byrne, people like that. Even the new guy, what's his name, Jovan Pulitzer. He has them like declassifying everything. They're used on this chessboard to declassify, especially Lin Wood, because he's a big piece to that. And he's really been the biggest declassifier. And it's smart because once again, the guy's a defamation attorney. So if he's not being truthful himself, then people know, like, okay, we're going to sue him, and because he's lying. And generally, that's what you would do because people don't generally like to have their name smeared. Like, your name is your brand. Your name is your rep. Like that's what you stand on. So like if he's saying something off base and off balance, believe me, he would have been sued. This dude is not crazy. Remember, anytime someone call people crazy, it's very dismissive. It's very it's very like just trying to blow you off. And normally that person is right, the one that they're calling crazy. I just want you guys to remember that. Now that's one piece of the chessboard. So the other piece is like Jenna Ellis, Rudy Giuliani, like they're the Constitution side, right? And then you have like these other people, like the chief of staff, like Mark Meadows and the others, in that crew. Remember, they got them all in one room. President Trump got them all in one room. Now they didn't tell us what happened. None of them would tell us what happened, but that it blew up that day. That things blew up that day in that room, and it didn't go that well because that was a declassification day where everybody got busted out. Everybody's stuff came out that day, okay? And it wasn't a good day. That's why you hear little stuff like, oh, well, Mark Meadows or whoever is trying to block Sidney Powell from access to the president and this and that. Like, people were just rattled. You know what I mean? People know what's at stake. We don't know, but they do, okay? So just understand that these people are on this chessboard, and with the classification, Constitution, chief of staff, and they know that they're pieces on a chessboard. They don't know the position of the other guy and what he's playing. Okay, that's the difference. So like, it's just they know that they're playing a part, but they don't understand. They just know that they have to do their part. But they may not totally understand the part of another player, another piece on there, and the moves that they can make or they're allowed to make in this particular game. Okay. All right, moving on. So, and also I want to say with the whole suing and defamation thing and all that, like people was like, oh well, they could be waiting, they could be suing Lin Wood now. They just waiting. It hasn't been long. Man, please. This dude been exposing for weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, I don't want to hear that. Like, tell that to someone that's weak-minded. Okay, because for instance, President Trump just sued the Secretary of State of Georgia yesterday, and what he did was the day before. So don't tell me like people are going to wait. Don't do that. Like, don't play that game. Okay, there's enough games being played. Let's not play that game. All right. And please, in the comments, if you can give me something that I may be missing or that can add to, or that may be contradictory to it, that's logical, let me know. Like, let me know in the comments. Also, the scheme of it is this that I see for tomorrow, January 6th. The mayor has called the National Guards. So this is what I kind of think when I look at it. Excuse me, guys. I'm just moving my camera a little bit. This is what I kind of think to kind of sum this all up. They're trying to say like, oh, the National Guards are to keep people, the people out of cities, and of course they're trying to say the Patriots are going to be out of hand and and violent and this and that, and we know better than that. We all know better than that. I mean, this is just part of their propaganda, all right? And they're using a black mayor to do it. It is what it is. I said it. They're using a black mayor to do it. I said it. It is what it is. Okay. So, what I think is that the mayor and everybody else knows this is going down in D.C. in the courts tomorrow. The stuff that we've been hearing about and the exposing and things like that, that's coming out tomorrow. Believe that. Because it's all going to have to tie in to a whole lot of bad things that has been happening with the child sex trafficking and all that. Someone said something that I heard today. It was in the X22. I listened to that, and they were and this is President Trump has announced this January as pretty much like in a protection of like sex trafficking, human trafficking, for January. So like he's declared January to be that month. And it's ironic that all this stuff, a lot of these players are involved in that. From like, um, you know, they're saying allegedly, like Roberts, people like that, like got a piece to play in this, and those names are important to me when we talk about like, the Chief Justice, because like, Lynn Wood really went in on that. Like, it's not me saying this, he said it, and he made some pretty, it does seem like some wild allegations about this guy. You know what I mean? And others, when it comes down to that. But this dude wouldn't say that without proof. He can't. He can't, guys. Like, he can't do it. He can't and get away with it. He can't. Just be logical about this, guys. Think about that. He can't do it. He wouldn't do it. Okay? And if that was the case, they would have been smeared his name. I mean, especially he's trying to help Trump too. Come on now. Like, they would have been destroyed this man if they could. They can't. And there's a reason why they can't. Because the guy got proof. It would be the dumbest thing in the world for him to try to prove his proof to us. That would be stupid. You prove it where it should be, in the courts. That's where you prove it. That's where it matters. We find out when we need to find out. Period. You don't just give all the information to us and then the Democrats get it and then they have a strategy to fight against it. That's stupid. Nobody thinks like that. So my whole thing is this. There's going to be exposure about the election as well, but I think other dirt is coming out too, which is why you're going to have the National Guards there, because you're going to have all these people, all this information come out in one place, and it's going to be total chaos and mass confusion when it's all over. They said they got bricks laid down in the city, all that. It's going down. It's going down in D.C. It's about to go down. The best thing I could say. Oh, and don't be surprised. Do not be surprised, guys. I hope it doesn't have to be this way. But don't be surprised if that first big arrest that people have been talking about, that you've been hearing, don't be surprised if it's Pence. I know we hoping for the best, but at the same time, you got to be prepared for the worst. Don't be surprised. Even if it does happen, the good news is President Trump still wins. He's still going to win. All you have to do, if you don't believe me about nothing I've said, believe me on that part. That part. Because that's the only thing that really matters. You could say everything I'm saying is all speculation, and it is. I'm just trying to put pieces together. I'm trying to think art of war. This is what I do. I think art of war. All right? I think about how I would do things, how I would put it together, how I would orchestrate it. This is how I would do it. All right? So, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be wild out there. I'm about to wrap this up. Please make sure you share this video. Make sure that you smash the like button. I need the likes to get hit. I really do. Make sure that you subscribe to me, please. I'm small time out here, but I appreciate who I got. I appreciate my followers so much, and I do try to, respond to you guys, because I am small right now. Even though I got a prophecy from a lady, that I won't say her name, yesterday, and she was saying there's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to respond to us, and she's like, I'm going to understand when it gets to that point. She says, because you're going to blow up, and I received that in the name of Jesus. I wanted to say that. She know who she is. It was just yesterday, or even the day before, excuse me. But this is all. I'm just here to give you guys the truth, to give you unbiased, opinions, and to just give you another way to look at things sometimes, to how to process it. So I love you guys. I'm praying for you all. And just remember, we won. We won, guys. So I love you in the name of Jesus Christ. Peace.